Alrighty guys, good morning. It is Wednesday morning. Hope you guys enjoyed the video on the Turbo GS. That is done. Super badass. This is just love my car. Super glad that that's running and everything. So as far as today, as you know, we've already gotten the car started. We did some of the button up stuff, got the starter stuff fixed. The car is running right now. Still needs a lot of love. I mean, he's gonna have a hell of a job getting this thing completely restored, but hey, she runs, she sounds pretty good. You can hear that nice idle. Exhaust is all done. He brought we're using the exhaust that he provided us. Not a super huge fan, but I mean, it does work, it does fit, it is working. It is 3-inch, it is V-band for the majority of the rear of the stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and cruise it over to Dyno right now. Meet Dyno Dan. It's scheduled for like 9:30. It's about 9 o'clock right now. We're gonna go get some gas because we don't know how old this stuff is. We don't want to have any pinging on the dyno, and then we're gonna go get the E85 and kind of hope for the best. So let's get going. So on our way right now, just went and got some 91 in the car, going down our main road to head over to Mk3 from Santa Ana to Orange, and you know, just typical rolling in you know, cars with no registration, no insurance, no paperwork, you know, with some out-of-date tags, you know, doing the right thing, you know, just doing what we can for the customer, you know, just being good people and being like, hey, screw it, you know, we'll just follow the car all the way over there. And yeah, so alrighty guys, so we just arrived at Apex USA. Car is on the dyno pack. Everything's all set up. We're gonna go ahead and do timing right now. To do this, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this real quick because a lot of people don't really kind of understand. So we're gonna be installing the flex sensor because when Danny does his tuning, he's able to hear in his ear what's going on, and it makes it feel like a really fine tuning stuff. You can really only do this stuff on Dynapack. And then just to let you guys know, whenever we're doing timing and setting up in your computer with your timing light to set your base timing for your whole entire tune. For non-Vvti stuff, you're gonna have to basically make it a weights and spark setup and run a spark plug wire that's been cut into the coil pack to remove the coil pack from the bracket, and then you'll go ahead and set up your timing light and then just basically point and shoot, set it in the computer where you need it, and then you can go ahead and start your tune. So little thing of advice for people that are setting up their computers themselves, or just making sure that their tuner is actually doing what they're supposed to be doing on the dyno. So. Not even through the first pull yet. Look at that graph, dude. That turbo just comes in so freaking hard. Holy crap. getting there. Alrighty guys, so we went ahead and pumped out the 91. We're now putting in the E85 Go Juice. Went ahead and made a quick adjustment to some intercooler piping down here just to make sure that nothing pops off, because it looked like one of the pipes is starting to slide out. So, let's get it all pumped in. So we just changed the plugs in the car. I was going to show you guys real quick what was going on. So all of these plugs look normal, like everything is working how it's supposed to be working. This plug came out a little gray though, with a lot of speckles and stuff on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the plugs, because when we pulled them out, we were just checking for spark. I don't remember which cylinder came out of what. So and they're still used. So we threw a new set in right now. There was a little blip in the tune that happens a lot of times when the coil packs are bad. We checked the coil packs seem to be looking okay. So it could be a igniter problem, it could be a plug problem, it could be a manufacturer defect stuff from the plugs. I mean, they are copper V-powers, so but we're at like 430 right now. May have to end up cutting it because it could be a compression issue from the engine, or anything else that's kind of causing it to act weird. So we're gonna do another rip right now and I guess see what happens and make a decision with the customer or whatever we're gonna be doing. So we just did 2 more pulls and got to like 440, but this dip right here is whatever's going on in this cylinder in 5, which is the cylinder that we did a compression test, and 1, 2, 3, 4 were 175, 6 was 175, and 5 was 150, 155. So 10, 15 down, lower than what it should be. But if you look at the plugs right here, this one's got a bunch of, kind of hard to see with the iPhone, but it's a bunch of speckles. You can kind of get it right there when I move the camera, all over the tip and even around the ring of this. And the problem cylinder last time from the other plugs that we showed you guys over here on the bench was the same. So we're gonna call the customer right now. Obviously we didn't provide the engine. This thing started up really kind of weird, which is kind of what's sketching me out, and we all kind of were prepared for the worst. It does still run and it does sound okay and it's doing okay, but if it was me personally, I'm not going to push this anymore. I think we should just turn it down and have the car be a little bit more reliable with a lot less strain on it. But we'll call the customer and see what he's going to do. crank trigger sensor out right now from the JDM one, the one that he had in it, to an IS300 one, because we had another issue where the crank didn't sync. So let's see how it does on this pole, I guess. See if we get a blip. Well, no more dip. So the thing that we were thinking right now is if we get another blip where it backfires like that, what could be happening, this is a non-Vvti, the trigger wheel on these are nearly notorious for breaking off the back of the actual roller. And what happens is like Titan and all the other companies, they make a billet one that has it already welded on so that it can't detach. The normal fix of what everybody does is they'll go ahead and they'll re-weld the back of it, but I mean, we're not sure what's happening yet. That seems to have fixed a little bit of it. It didn't shut off this pole, and it also was pretty gradual, so maybe that was part of the problem. We'll have to see what's up. We're gonna try 18 pounds right now. That was 16. $465. I mean, we went up 2 more pounds and we got 10 horsepower a pound. That's pretty normal. And the graph doesn't look horrible, so still dropping at the end, but so we're gonna go ahead and leave it at 17 pounds. Yeah. And just kind of leave it at where it's at, get that graph to be smoothed out at the very end, and we seem to be doing okay now. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, the Mark III is backing out of Apexi, and we're done over here. So we're heading home. The day didn't go exactly how we really planned. There was a lot of hiccups throughout the day. I mean, we were kind of, honestly, dude, we're just really lucky that the car was even able to get finished, because in my opinion, and like how weird the engine felt while cranking when we were doing the cams and everything, just made me feel weird. Like, in my opinion, I wasn't really even so sure how today was gonna go. It could have gone a lot worse, but we actually ended up finishing dyno. Car held together. There were some things we had to make adjustments for. I don't know what's going on internally in the engine, because obviously we didn't provide the engine. But basically, after about 16, 17 PSI, the engine starts to just kind of have this drop and act really funny and weird. So we just went ahead and left it at 17 pounds. Car ended up making 450 horsepower on E85. We tuned it on 91. On 91, he did like 350 horsepower on 91 at like 14 pounds. So 100 horsepower game, that's actually not too bad. Logically, and how we typically do everything anyways, you know, whatever the car makes, it makes about 60 horsepower more doing the E85 conversion, and it went up 2 pounds of boost. So we should have seen an 80 horsepower increase. We saw a 100 horsepower increase. So that's actually not bad. Though once we started to bring more timing and more boost in it, it started to kind of just not want it. So the engine at some point is gonna have to get pulled apart if he wants to make some crazy power, because is what it is. We had some compression that was down on one of the cylinders in cylinder 5. I don't know what the reason is behind that. It could be a number of things like we said earlier, but it got done. We're gonna drive the car around for a few days. The customer's from NorCal, so he's gonna be saving some more money to come back down and make some real power in this thing, but everything's holding up. Clutch was good, car sounds good, everything's working how it's supposed to be. So I mean, you know, job completed. Hopefully the customer's happy, which I know he will be, because Danny's an amazing tuner and the quality of the tune is awesome, done on a Dynapack. So let's get some rollers of the car, cruising and back to the shop. We'll do some cleanup. We gotta get the bumper like permanently mounted. We still gotta like shade the bumper support and make quick adjustments to a few things and stuff. And we'll finish fully cleaning it up, and then be ending the video, guys. So let's go back to the shop. Yeah, I'll check the car. Guys, so we're back at the shop. We're going to be finishing up all the button up on this thing. We got another video probably coming your way on this thing too. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to do the tach bypass for this vehicle. I can do it for SC300, GS300, Mark IV Supra. I mean, most of those cars, they used to be a write-up a long time ago online on like Supra forums or all the other Mark III and like Cressida forums about how to do it in the Cressida and the X8, the Mark II and all the other cars. I know that you can do like a resistor bypass, which is the same thing as doing a tack adapter. So we have to get in here anyways because the customer has asked to be able to do a speedo cable to be able to have his speedo work in the car because it was automatic and we didn't think about that, and luckily we have an extra one, so we're gonna get it done. So right now we're gonna finish putting the whole entire car together. I'm gonna finish putting the cover on the engine. We're gonna need the final cleanup. So this car can go home. So Dyno went decent for what it was. I'm glad the engine runs. I mean, she fires right up, she drives good. So I mean, horsepower can always be gained later. More than likely because that cylinder had some compression issues and we're seeing metal on the plug. That cylinder is probably going to be a problem cylinder in the future. That's why we didn't push it to the brink of explosion, or like, you know, go for 600 horsepower like we do in a lot of the 1Js that are super healthy and everything. Plus, I don't think it's really had a Supra, rear-wheel drive Supra, or even car like this that's probably even been this fast anyways. This turbo comes on super gnarly. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions or things you guys want to ask me, I try to respond the best I can. I'm starting to get blown up by you guys on YouTube a lot, of you guys all kind of messaging me and asking me questions and wanting to know how to do stuff and everything. And I try to get to you guys as fast as I can, so don't feel like I'm ignoring you. I'm just super busy. You can see how many cars we turn and how fast we get stuff done here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Until next time, guys, peace.